In this session, we discuss the integration of functions defined over curves on a plane or a space. Such integrations are called line integrals, and the concept of line integral is a simple and natural generalization of a definite integral a to b f of x dx, known from calculus. In the figure, the shaded region is the area under the curve defined by the function f of x between x is equal to a and x is equal to b and above the x-axis. Here, in order to obtain the shaded area, we integrate f of x from x is equal to a to x is equal to b along the line segment AB that lies on the x-axis. In this figure, the shaded area has three parts, two parts in blue above the x-axis and a yellow portion below the x-axis. These three areas together gives the signed area of the function f of x between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Here also, in order to obtain the signed area, we integrate f of x from x is equal to a to x is equal to b along the line segment with the endpoints a and b, and the line segment lie on the x-axis. In a line integral, we shall integrate a given function f. Sometimes it is f of xy if it is defined over a curve in a plane, and this f will be f of xyz if f of xyz is a function defined over a curve in a space. Then we integrate this f along a curve c. So at each point on the curve, there will be a function value f of xy if the curve is a curve in a plane, f of xyz if c is a curve in space. Corresponding to that f of xy or f of xyz, there will be a height like this, and at each point there will be f of xy values like this, and we sum the area like this, then take the limiting case of that sum as the line integral of the function along the curve c. That is, in a line integral, we integrate a given function f of xy or f of xyz, and such functions are called integrand along a curve c in a plane or a space. Actually, instead of line integral, curve integral would be a better term, but line integral is standard. See, in line integral, we integrate f of xy or f of xyz along the curve. This is the curve. Okay? At each point on c, there will be a function value. We represent the curve C by a parametric representation R of t is equal to x of t, y of t, z of t, which is equal to x of ti plus y of tj plus z of tk, where the parameter varies between the numbers a and b. The curve C is called the path of integration. The point A with the position vector R of A is treated as its initial point, and the point B with the position vector R of B its terminal point. When we specify the initial point and terminal point like this, then the curve C will become an oriented curve. Any movement from A to B is treated as in the positive direction. That is, the direction from A to B in which t increases is called the positive direction on C. We can indicate the direction by an arrow as shown in the video. Sometimes the initial point and the terminal points A and B may coincide. In that case, we call the path of integration as a closed path. We call the curve C a smooth curve if C has a unique tangent at each of its points whose direction varies continuously as we move along C. Mathematically, this is equivalent to saying that C has a parameterization R of t is equal to x of ti plus y of tj plus z of tk, where t varies over a and b, such that the vector valued function r of t is differentiable and the derivative r prime t is equal to dr by dt is continuous and different from the zero vector at every point of C. Suppose that f of xyz is a function of three variables whose domain contains the curve given by the vector valued function r of t is equal to x of ti plus y of tj plus z of tk, where a less than or equal to t less than or equal to b. We partition the curve into a finite number of sub-arcs. The typical sub-arc has the length delta sk. In each sub-arc delta sk, we choose an arbitrary point triple xk, yk, zk and form the sum Sn is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n f of xk, yk, zk times delta sk. That is, in each sub-arc delta sk, we choose a point triple xk, yk, zk and multiply delta sk with the value of the function f at triple xk, yk, zk and there will be n such products and we find the sum of such n products and we denote it by Sn is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n f of xk, yk, zk times delta sk. If f is continuous and the functions x of t, y of t and z of t have continuous first derivatives, then the sums in Sn is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n f of xk, yk, zk times delta sk approach a limit as n increases and the lengths delta sk approach 0. We call this limit the integral of f over the curve from a to b. If the curve is denoted by a single letter, say capital C for example, the notation for the integral is integral over c f of x, y, z ds and we read the integral of f over c. If r of t is smooth for a less than or equal to t less than or equal to b, that is if the vector valued function that represents the velocity is v is equal to dr by dt is continuous and never zero, then referring my video session arc length and arc parameter, you can see that the arc length parameter is given by s of t is equal to integral from a to t absolute value of v of tau d tau, where the initial point is the point corresponds to t is equal to a. And using this, ds is equal to absolute value of v of t dt. We can then evaluate the integral of f over c as integral over c f of xyz ds is equal to integral a to b f of x of t, y of t, z of t times absolute value of v of t dt. This formula will evaluate the integral correctly no matter what the parameterization we use, as long as the parameterization is smooth. Now we summarize the discussion and say how to evaluate a line integral. In order to integrate a continuous function f of xyz over a curve c, in the first step we find a smooth parameterization of c in the form r of t is equal to x of t I plus y of t j plus z of t k, where a less than or equal to t less than or equal to b. And in the second step, we evaluate the integral as integral over c f of xyz ds is equal to integral a to b f of x of t, y of t, z of t times absolute value of v of t dt. Notice that if f has the constant value 1, then the integral of f over c gives the length of the curve c. As an example, we integrate the function f of xyz is equal to x minus 3y square plus z over the line segment c joining the origin and the point 111. That is, we find the line integral over c f of xyz ds, where c is the line segment with endpoints 000 and 111. The equation of the line segment joining p with the coordinates 000 and q 111 is obtained as follows. For this, we choose one of the given points as a base point and vector pq, which is parallel to the line segment. The vector pq is the position vector of q minus position vector of p, which is equal to 1 minus 0i plus 1 minus 0j plus 1 minus 0k is equal to I plus j plus k, is parallel to the required line segment L, and with the base point 000, we have the parameterization x is equal to 0 plus t, y is equal to 0 plus t, z is equal to 0 plus t, where t varies over 0 to 1. That is, x is equal to t, y is equal to t, z is equal to t, where 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 1. Equivalently, the line segment has the parameterization given by the vector valued function r of t is equal to ti plus tj plus tk, where 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 1. The components have continuous first derivatives and absolute value of v of t is equal to absolute value of dr by dt is equal to square root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square is equal to root 3, and it never becomes 0. So the parameterization is smooth. So the integral of f over c is integral over c f of xyz ds is equal to integral from 0 to 1 f of t times root 3 dt. See, here we have used the parameterization. X of t is equal to t, y of t is equal to t, and z of t is equal to t. Now what about the function f of xyz? F of xyz is x minus 3y square plus z. So we put x is equal to t, y is equal to t, and z is equal to t, and we get the above integral is equal to integral 0 to 1 t minus 3t square plus t times root 3 dt, which is equal to root 3 times integral 0 to 1 2t minus 3t square dt, which is equal to root 3 times t square minus t cube within the limit 0 to 1, which gives the value 0. Now we consider some more examples as follows. In this example, we can see three integrals. One is integral over c xy square dx. Second one, integral over c xy square dy. Third one, integral over c xy square ds. The third one is already familiar to us because the third one is the integral of the function xy square over the curve c with respect to the arc length. This is the line integral of the function xy square along the curve c with respect to the arc length. Now integral over c xy square dx is the line integral of the function xy square with respect to x. The second one, integral over c xy square dy, is the line integral of the function xy square with respect to the variable y. Here dx is obtained from the parametric equation x is equal to 4 cos t, and it will be dx is equal to 4 times the derivative of cos t dt, that is negative 4 sin t dt. Similarly, dy is obtained from the equation y is equal to 4 sin t, and it will be dy is equal to 4 cos t dt. Now we proceed as follows. In this example, we have the closed curve, the unit circle given by the parameterization x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t, where 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 2 pi. Dx is negative sin t dt. The line integral with respect to x is 0. In this example, we have to find the integration with respect to x and also with respect to y. Here, the curve is given by an explicit function y is equal to x cube, not in the parametric form. Okay. We here simply take x as a parameter so that y is a function of x as seen here. That means in this example we are not searching for a new parameter. Instead we use simply x as a parameter. So x is equal to x itself, y is equal to x cube. The parametric equations that represents x and y are x is equal to x and y is equal to x cube. The rest of the work is similar to the previous example. Suppose we are asked to find the line integral of a function f defined on a piecewise smooth curve like this. For that purpose, what we do is we first find the line integral of f along C1, then add that value with respect to the line integral of f along C2. And that property is called additivity property. In general, if C1, C2, etc., Cn are joined to form a piecewise smooth curve C, then integral over C f ds is equal to integral over C1 f ds plus integral over C2 f ds plus etc. plus integral over Cn f ds. If we are finding integrals with respect to x, the same additivity rule works with the x in place of s. Similarly for with respect to y, with the y in place of s.
We now consider some examples.